Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.8813 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 5.99%. We are seeing a bit of a recovery to the upper side, and in this video I want to give the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, also the key areas of support and resistances. So if you're interested in such content, make sure that you stick around till the end of the video. I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. From the all-time high, Polygon Matic has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC correction, which has now taken us to around the $0.32 mark, and from there we have started seeing a nice bounce to the upper side, and I believe Matic has done whatever it was needed to do in its ABC correction, and soon we might see this pump to the upper side in this Elliot wave count, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high. And once I jump into the 4-hour chart, I'll be able to show you the fractal waves that are in formation over here for that wave 1 to the upper side, and I have this yellow target for the minimum that I expect that wave 1 to the upper side to do, which is the area at around the $1.94 mark and the $1.64 mark, which I'm basing it on the Fibonacci's. So if I apply the fibs here, you can see that that yellow target area lies between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which is the minimum that I expect that bounce to the upper side to do. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that I can show you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, here on the 4-hour chart, from the moment we touched that low at around the $0.31 mark, we have been seeing these higher prices broken above key areas of resistances, continued pushing to the upper side in this Elliot wave count, and now we are in the formation of a wave 3, which I believe has now come to a complete, and soon we might see the wave 4 to the lower side. And if I also get into the details of the wave 1, which has been in formation over here, once we saw that wave 1 to the upper side, we also saw a retracement in the wave 2, and if I use the Fibonacci's to see whether the wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 2 to do, you can see that the wave 2 has retraced to around the fib level $0.32 mark, the fib level 0.38, and we overshooted it a little bit, then started seeing this pump to the upper side, and in this third wave to the upper side, we have broken above key areas of resistance. We also had structures in between here which indicated that we are going to continue pushing to the upper side, and that has happened. And from the moment we broke above that key area of resistance at around the $0.78 mark, we pushed the price of Matic to around the $1 mark, and that is the minimum that I expected that wave to the upper side to do, and that I was basing it on the trend-based Fibonacci's. So using the trend-based Fibonacci here, you can see that that yellow target for the wave 3 lies at the fib level 1.618, which is at around the $0.92 mark. We even overshooted that yellow target to the upper side by going to around the $4 mark, and now what is in formation at the moment, I believe, is a wave 4 to the lower side, which will be a retracement to the lower side. And in that movement, in the formation of a wave 4, that brings me to the key scenarios that I expect to play out on this chart. So if I use the Fibonacci's, connecting the low for the wave 3 and the high for the wave 3, we can get the minimum retracement that we expect that wave to the lower side to retrace to, and in that movement to the lower side, that will be the formation of this wave 3 or wave 4. So the minimum that I expect this wave 3 to the upper side to retrace to is the area between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, which is the golden area here on the Fibonacci's. So this is the minimum that I expect us to see that wave 4 go to before we start seeing the formation of a wave 5 to the upper side to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. So if I remove the Fibonacci's, you can see we have this yellow target down here, which is the minimum that I expect that wave 4 to do. So we need to adjust that Elliot wave to that point. The very first move that I expect to see here is that we can continue pushing the price of Polygon Matic to the lower side and even lose this key area of support down here. And once that happens, Polygon Matic will be trading within this yellow target that I have drawn out here on the charts using the Fibonacci's. And once that happens and maybe we touch the area at around the fib level 0.5, then we can have that bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5 to the upper side. And from what I have here on the screen, it seems like we are not getting to this yellow target any soon, because at the moment you can see that you are having a bounce off to the upper side and we are bouncing away from this key target area. And once we continue pushing to the upper side and maybe break above this high once more, this yellow target once more, and maybe break above these highs that we made for that wave 3, then it could be possible that maybe this wave 3 had not yet come to a complete, and we might continue seeing higher prices and maybe get to that high for the wave 3 before we start seeing a retracement in a wave 4. That's the other key move that can play out here on this chart. It's either we continue pushing to the upper side and break above this high and make a new high for that wave 3, or we can continue pushing a little bit lower to get into this yellow target so that we can see that wave 4 formation before we start seeing a wave 5 in formation over here. So those are the key scenarios that I expect to play out, and maybe soon we might see a structure over here form, which might indicate that we might continue seeing lower prices and maybe break to the lower side to get into this yellow target. Here on this chart, I also expect us not to go to the area at around the $0.62 mark, because within that price range we'll be getting into the area for the wave 1. That wave 4 might be overlapping that wave 1, which will be breaking the guidelines of the Elliot waves. So I expect us in that retracement for that wave 4, we should not get to around the $0.62 mark, because that will be invalidating our Elliot wave count to the upper side. And if that move plays out, we might have to recount our Elliot wave count once more. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also continue watching those key areas of resistances and supports. If I also take a look at the indicators over here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 54 mark, and that would mean we have room for us to continue pushing higher. That is in case maybe that high for the wave 3 is not yet in. We have room for us to continue pushing to the upper side, and in case we continue breaking to the lower side to maximize that yellow target that I have drawn on the screen for the wave 4 retracement, for the wave 3 retracement, it's possible that that move here on the RSI will be accommodated. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. On the MACD, we have printed a bearish cross, and that would mean lower prices might be coming our way. That would be good, because once we see lower prices here, we'll be completing this wave 4, then we can see a wave 5 to the upper side, so that we can see that we have completed that wave 1 to the upper side and maybe continue unlocking even higher prices. So that's the update for Polygon Matic, and I'll keep you updated on any movement that plays out.